Hello everyone, welcome to Numeriq Learning. Today is day 21 of Do Math with Me. So, Do Math with Me is a daily practice series wherein you will take your notebook and solve questions along with me for 20 to 30 minutes. So, today let us solve some 7 important questions from the chapter Polynomials of class 10th. The first question for the day is, if alpha, beta are the zeros of 4x square plus 3x plus 7, then find the value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So the minute you see this sentence, that is, if alpha and beta are the zeros of a polynomial, the first thing that you have to do is find the sum of the zeros and the product of the zeros. So whenever you have a quadratic polynomial, let the given quadratic polynomial be denoted by p of x. That is, polynomial with variable x. Let's write it as it is. 4x square plus 3x plus 7 is the given polynomial. You are given that alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial. So if alpha and beta are the zeros, then the coefficients of the polynomial are a is 4, b is 3 and c is 7. Right? Let me write it here. A is 4, b is nothing but 3 and c is nothing but 7. Why? Because we are comparing this with the standard form of a quadratic polynomial, that is ax square plus bx plus c. And when you compare it, you will be able to take the coefficients of x square, x and the constant, which is a, b and c respectively. Now, you have to find the sum of the zeros, that is alpha plus beta, which is nothing but minus b by a. So what is it? Minus b is nothing but 3, a is 4. So minus 3 by 4 is the sum of zeros. Product of the zeros is nothing but alpha beta is equal to c by a is the formula to remember. C is 7, a is nothing but 4. Now using these two values that you have found, you can find out what is 1 divided by alpha plus 1 divided by beta. This is what you have to find. Let's write it. To find, take the LCM, which is the product alpha beta, and the numerator you will be getting beta plus alpha, or let me write it as alpha plus beta. So what is alpha plus beta? What is the sum of the 0? Minus 3 by 4. Whole divided by product of the 0 is 7 by 4. So this is nothing but minus 3 by 4. In the denominator, when you have the fraction, when you take it to the numerator, you have to just flip it, right? Take the reciprocal of it. So it will be 4 by 7. 4 and 4 gets cancelled. So the answer is minus 3 by 7. This is what is the final value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. So therefore you can just write 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta is equal to minus 3 by 7 is your answer. Okay, please pause the video, write the question, do it and then check if you are able to get the same answer. If you are not getting it, probably there would have been some mistake in the signs. And if you have any doubts, please do post it in the comments. Let's move on to the second question. If the sum and the product of the zeros of a quadratic polynomial are 0 and root 5 respectively, find the quadratic polynomial. So in the earlier case, we were given a quadratic polynomial and we were calculating the sum and product of the zeros. But now it is the other way around. You are given the sum of the 0 and product of the 0. Sum of the 0 is 0, product of the 0 is root 5. You have to find the quadratic polynomial. So this is again very important that you know. So if the sum of the zeros, the value which is given is 0, and the product of the zeros is root 5, let me denote this with S, sum of the 0 and product of the 0 with capital P. Then the required quadratic polynomial, the formula is k multiplied by x square minus sum of the zeros into x plus product of the zeros. So k multiplied by x square minus sum is 0x plus product is root 5. So this is nothing but k multiplied by x square plus root 5. Okay, you should write when k is equal to 1, then the polynomial is nothing but x square plus root 5. Okay. This is your final answer. This is your required polynomial. You have to find the polynomial whose sum of the 0 is 0 and whose product of the 0 is root 5. So whenever you are given the sum and the product, remember this formula, which is k multiplied by x square minus sx plus p. If you are writing k is equal to 2, then what will be the answer? 2x square plus 2 root 5. This is also correct. If you are taking k equal to 3, then you should be getting 3x square plus 3 root 5 is the required polynomial. So, depending on the value of k, your polynomial coefficients will differ. And all of them are correct. Okay, so there is no fixed answer. Always remember, this is very, very, very important. This formula is very important. Whenever you have to find or write a quadratic polynomial, remember this is the only formula in your syllabus. That is k multiplied by x square minus sx plus p. Now it was very easy because you were given sum of the zeros and product of the zeros directly. If you had been given alpha and beta, that means if the zeros were given, then what would you do? From the given zeros, you will calculate the sum of the 0, add them up, and this will be your sum of the 0. You will multiply them and this will be your product of the 0, and then substitute the sum of the 0 here and product of the 0 in the given. So either if zeros are given, you should be able to write quadratic polynomial, or if sum and product of the zeros are given also, you can directly substitute. So please make sure you remember this formula. I'm just marking it as important. Okay, and that's it. And again, another thing to remember is there is no fixed answer. Whatever value of k you're taking, you can correspondingly write any given quadratic polynomial that satisfies for a specific value of k. That's all. Okay, let's move on to the next question. A very important question. If one zero of the polynomial k minus 1 into x square minus 10x plus 3 is the reciprocal of the other 0, find k. Now, let us write the given polynomial with variable x. K minus 1 multiplied by x square minus 10x plus 3. And the zeros are, what is given is 1 0 is the reciprocal of the other 0. If 1 0 is alpha, the other 0 is the reciprocal of alpha, which is 1 by alpha. And you have to find k. Right? So whenever you have to find k, since it is a reciprocal, we can directly find out the product of the zeros. Product of the zeros. What is the formula? Alpha beta is equal to C by A. This is the formula. So alpha multiplied by what is beta here? It is 1 by alpha is equal to what is C? C is your 3. C is 3 divided by what is your A? A is the coefficient of x square, that is k minus 1. Alpha gets cancelled. So cross multiply, k minus 1 is equal to 3. Or you are getting k equal to 3 plus 1, which is 4. So your answer is, therefore you should write k is equal to 4 is your answer. Make sure you write very, very clearly all the steps. Make sure you also write the formulas wherever needed. And these kinds of questions are very easy. It's just that whatever is given to you, you'll have to correctly understand and make sure you write it in the same terms as given in the question. Now let's move on to the next question. If 1 is a 0 of the polynomial a y square plus ay plus 3 and y square plus y plus b, then find the value of ab. So in one polynomial you have an unknown value of coefficient which is a, unknown a, and the other polynomial you have b. But what information are you given? 1 is a 0 of both the polynomials. So, let P of y be one polynomial, that is ay square plus ay plus 3. Let the other polynomial be q of y. Why am I writing q of y? Because the variable here is y. That's why. Y square plus y plus b. Since 1 is a 0, what do you mean by 0? It is that variable value which is making the entire polynomial 0. So you are given that P of, instead of y, I can put a 1 is equal to 0. Here also you can write Q of 1 is also 0 because 1 is a 0 of both the polynomials. So let's write, instead of y, put a 1. So plus a into 1 plus 3 equal to 0. So what do you get? A plus 3 equal to 0. So 2a equal to minus 3. A is equal to minus 3 by 2. This is 1. On the other hand, for the other polynomial, in place of y, if you substitute 1, so 1 square plus 1 plus b equal to 0. So 1 square is 1 plus 1 plus b equal to 0, which is 2 plus b equal to 0, b equal to minus 2. Correct? Now, once you've got a and b, what do you have to find? AB value. So, to find AB, so what is a multiplied by b? A is nothing but minus 3 by 2 multiplied by minus 2. Minus minus gets cancelled. The answer is plus 3. Right? AB answer is equal to 3. So therefore, you can just write, therefore, your final answer AB is equal to plus 3. A very easy question, but make sure you practice it. You should understand what you mean by 0 of a polynomial. As I said, do every question. Don't just watch the video or skip it. Make sure you do it. If you are in 10th and if you this is one of the topic that you would like to learn and practice, irrespective of whichever unit you have been taught, please learn it and it will definitely be helpful for you in the board exam. Next one. Find the zeros of the polynomial p of x equal to minus 8x square plus 7x plus 1. Whenever you have to find the zeros, you have to equate the polynomial to 0. So to find zeros, you have to equate the polynomial to 0. So let's do that. Minus 8x square plus 7x plus 1 equal to 0. So what is the sum and the product value? Sum is nothing but 7. That is your b is your sum, and product is nothing but a multiplied by c. So it is minus 8 into 1 minus 8. So 8 into 1 will be 8. If I put a negative sign to the smaller value, I'll get a positive. So 8 minus 1 is 7. 8 multiplied by minus 1 is minus 8. So these two are the values for your middle term splitting. So let's do the middle term splitting. Minus 8x square plus 8x minus x plus 1 equal to 0. Take 8x common out. You'll have minus x plus 1. Again plus 1 common out. Minus x plus 1 equal to 0. So what do you get? 8x plus 1 multiplied by minus x plus 1 equal to 0. So 8x equal to minus 1. X is equal to minus 1 by 8. This is one of the 0. The other 0 is minus x plus 1 equal to 0, which means minus x equal to minus 1. Minus and minus would get cancelled. X is equal to 1. So what are the zeros of the polynomial? So you have, therefore, the zeros of the polynomial are 1 comma minus 1 by 8. That's your final answer. Very easy. Only remember that whenever you have to find the 0, you have to equate the given polynomial to 0. Now, moving on to the 6th question. If one of the 0 of the polynomial is 1, if one of the 0 of the polynomial, that means if alpha is 1, then find the value of k and the other 0. Out of these two zeros, that is alpha and beta, one of it is given as 1. So first of all, let's write what is your given polynomial p of x. Minus x square plus kx plus 6 is your given polynomial. 1, 0 is nothing but you are given 1, 0 is nothing but 1, which means what? P of 1 is equal to 0. So minus of x, in place of x you have to put 1. 1 square plus k multiplied by 1 plus 6 equal to 0. So you have minus 1. Always remember. So there is a minus sign, and in place of x alone you have to put a 1. Okay, so minus 1 plus k plus 6 equal to 0. K plus 5 equal to 0, or k equal to minus 5. So you have found the value of k. Now let us substitute. You also have to find the other 0. So in order to find the 0, you have to equate it to 0. So now your polynomial will become, in place of k, you can put a minus 5. So minus x square minus 5x plus 6. This is your required polynomial. What did I do? In place of k, I put a minus 5. So everything else is the same. Minus x square. In place of k, minus 5. Now let us do the middle term splitting. So what is the sum and what is the product? Sum is nothing but b, which is minus 5. Product is nothing but 1 into 6, 6. So again, the factors are 6 and 1. If I put a negative sign to the bigger number, then the sum will be negative. So therefore, p of x is equal to 0. I'll write the same thing, minus x square. In place of minus 5x, in place of the middle term, I'm going to write these two. So minus 6x plus x plus 6 equal to 0. I can take a minus x common out. So you'll have x plus 6, again plus 1 common out. X plus 6 equal to 0. Right? So you have x plus 1. X plus 6 is one of the 0. The other one is minus x plus 1 equal to 0. So what is one of the 0 here? What are you getting? X plus 6 equal to 0 or x equal to minus 6. And then minus x plus 1 equal to 0, which is minus x equal to minus 1, x equal to 1. This is already given to you. So what is the other 0? Other 0 is, this is the other 0, that is x equal to minus 6. This is one way of doing the regular method. The other method of doing is, once you have got the polynomial and when you know one of the 0, you can calculate the sum of the 0, right? Alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. What is alpha? One of the 0 is 1 plus beta equal to minus b by a. What is minus b by a? Let me erase all of this. Minus of b is nothing but minus 5. A minus b I have written. Your a is nothing but minus 1. Right? So minus minus gets cancelled. So what is your beta? Minus 5 minus 1, which is minus 6. So beta equal to, so that's your other 0. Okay, because ideally in both the cases, the others, one of the 0 should be 1, the other 0 would be minus 6. So either you can use this method of finding the 0 using middle term splitting, or you can use this method using the sum of the zeros. Any one method, the other 0 you will be getting it as minus 6. You can choose any method which is easier for you. Either sum of the 0, because 1 0 is given to you and you have already found out the polynomial, you can find it out using the formula alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a, or do the middle term splitting and find both the zeros, and you can match which 0 is given to you and which one you have to find. So either ways it is correct. The last question for the day. If alpha and beta are the zeros of, so the minute you get such a sentence, what should you do? First thing, write the polynomial. 9x square minus 6x plus 1. And since they are given that alpha and beta are the zeros, immediately calculate alpha plus beta. Formula minus b by a. So minus of minus 6 by 9, which is nothing but 6 by 9. 3 2s are 6, 3 3. So it's nothing but 2 by 3. What is alpha beta? C by a. What is c? 1 by a is 9. Alpha beta. Okay, so then what do you have to calculate to find alpha divided by beta plus beta divided by alpha? What is the LCM? It is alpha beta. Okay, so you will get alpha square plus beta square in the numerator. What is the formula? Alpha plus beta the whole square minus 2 alpha beta is the formula for alpha square plus beta square. Whole divided by alpha beta. Now in place of alpha plus beta, substitute 2 by 3 the whole square minus 2 multiplied by 1 by 9 whole divided by 1 by 9. So if you do the LCM here, what do you get? 4 by 9 minus 2 by 9 whole divided by 1 by 9. So here you'll be getting 2 by 9. Take the reciprocal, 9 by 1. 9 gets cancelled. Your final answer is 2. So be very careful when you are doing these calculations or basic arithmetics. Do not make a mistake there. That's all for today. I hope you practiced. I hope you learned something new. If you really like my videos and if you have watched all the previous videos of Do Math With Me series, do consider dropping a comment as to how useful it was. And do join me live every Sunday from 6 to 7 p.m. IST for a live 1 hour doubt clearing session. And we will also be doing few MCQs every Sunday 6 to 7 p.m. Do keep the reminders and see you all there. Thank you so much. Happy learning. Definitely do subscribe and please do share it with your friends. Thank you.